Welcome back, yet again adventurers, to the visual novel Steins. Last time, I showed the alternate ending that was the ending of Suzuha Mane, which ended with both her and Rintaro Okabe going back in time, back to the year 1975, to a bold new future, in the past of all things. But now, we are here in the following chapter, chapter 7. At the moment where Rintaro Okabe finally convinced Rumiho Akiha, aka Faris NyanNyan, to tell him about the email that she sent to the Phonewave TBA, which led to the reversal of the tragedy that happened to her father, thus allowing her to essentially make up for lost time. Not entirely unlike the situation that Rintaro has both with Mayuri Shina and ultimately Kurisu Makase. Unfortunately, we did lie to Faris in this moment. She will not remember anything. When we change things back to the way they were, your memories of this worldline will almost certainly disappear. However, as with Suzuha, we have an alternate choice. We can send the email, or we can choose not to send it. Perhaps another miracle will happen, and you'll regain your memories of this worldline too, but I can't be sure. After all, there are no guarantees. And so I will engrave these memories onto my heart. The memory of Faris, the Rhinet champion. If we send that email, that will no longer have happened. The memory of her father, who gave thanks to a stranger like me for protecting his daughter. I will carry them for you always.
それじゃあ、バイバイ、パパ。
If we send that email, Faris' father will have met his end in the year 2000. The only casualty of a plane crash, believe it or not. It must be done. For Mayuri's sake. Cancelling the email will extend her lifespan 24 hours. I must erase Faris' memories just as I did Suzuha's. And if we do that, we will move on to the next chapter, chapter 8. There's no other way. And yet, at this moment in time, Rintaro Okabe knows of Faris NyanNyan that even Taru Hashida himself does not know. For Faris has opened up to him and bared her true soul as Rumiho Akiha. And this time, Rintaro can't do it. I give Faris back her phone.
Kyoma?
No, Faris, or rather Rumiho, not Kyoma, not at this moment.
俺はまだ夢を終わらせたくはない。
Don't jump to conclusions. We should explore other methods. After all, her father's life now hangs in the balance.
別の方法を試してみよう。
I wonder if we'll succeed.
お前のパパさんを殺せないよ。
Kyoma!
Of course, goes without saying that, as Faris mentioned so long ago, The city of Akihabara owes its Moe culture to her influence, but as a result of Faris' D-mail, that all changed, and the electric town of Old was restored in its place. Because none of Faris' Moe plans came to fruition, because the kibosh was put on them by none other than her own father.
ごめんにゃ。フェイリスが迷わせちゃったにゃ。
And Faris is trying to hide under her native tongue of NyanNyanian.
いや、いいんだ。俺が決めたことだ。
But this time we won't kill off her dream. I don't have what it takes to be a god. That burden is too much for me to bear. Indeed it is. Faris' father is still at home, so we go to the UPX cafe to talk. Unfortunately, as a result of our decision, Mayuri will die tonight, on the 14th. Faris orders a sandwich.
それで、京馬には他に何か方法があるのかにゃ？
これは賭けになるが。
A roll of the dice, as it were.
フェイリスパパに送る D メールの内容を変更する。
Is that... I wonder if that's even possible. To change the contents of a D-mail that's already been sent.
じゃあ、フェイリスが最初に送った狂言の脅迫メールは取り消さないままなのかにゃ？
It might be possible, seeing as how we're capable of sending a countered email. But then again, there is the possibility that we would end up shifting further away from the 1% divergence
そういうことになる。
threshold.
IBN5100 が俺の手元に戻ってくれば勝ちなんだ。フェイリスパパが死ぬ必要なんてない。
And yet something in my soul is telling me it's not going to be as easy as all that. Right as I say that, the employee comes to us with the sandwich and drinks. She looks startled.
ゲームの話です。
The employee forces a smile at my lame excuse and then heads back inside. I turn back to Faris.
だから例えば D メールの内容をこうすれば話は早いと思う。
Probably not a good idea to be talking like this in a public place of all things.
IBN5100 を岡部倫太郎に渡すまで絶対に手放すな。
Yeah, that's a good plan. Unfortunately, there's one final wrinkle. Remember what happened when Daru sent himself the details about Faris' Rynet game in the past? Yeah. If memory serves, that didn't change Divergence in the slightest. I think 10 years is about the limit of how far back we can send D-mails. Phone mail didn't become worldwide until then. After all, Rukako's mother's pager was a special case, but even that was still limited to the 1990s. So I don't think we can do anything fancy, like tell Faris' father to start stockpiling IBNs in 1975. However, on the one hand, Faris' father did originally own the IBN 5100. On the other hand, the worldline itself might have other ideas.
でも、その時期のパパは会社が傾きかけててお金はなかったにゃ。
And in this incarnation of existence, he probably sold CERN the IBN 5100 in order to bail Faris out. Even though I'm sure the whole thing was a prank
フ
from
ェイ
the
リスが
start.
誘拐されたと知ったらパパは何を言われても IBN5100 を売っちゃう気がするのにゃ。
That is definitely true. Faris frowns and takes a bite of her egg sandwich.
それは書き方次第だろう。最初の D メールに関連させてしまえばフェイリスパパも別の方法を取るはずだ。
Is that even possible? Somehow I doubt it.
レトロ PC 収集家なら他にも売れる PC はたくさん持っていたんだろう。
Unfortunately, the IBN is probably the one that has the priciest tag.
そんなのは結局大した額にはならないのにゃ。 IBN5100 だけは当時たまたま法外な値段で買ってくれる相手がいたっていうだけなのにゃ。
I believe Daru said something similar in the past.
そこはお前にうまくやってもらうしかない。
I wonder about that.
改めて言うがこれは賭けだ。
A bet that might not work. A bet to escape the responsibilities of a god. But as before, that would just be running away
改変によって
from
世界線
responsibility.
がどの程度動くのか。その結果改変された世界線がどんな世界なのか。それはもしかするとマユリもフェイリスパパも助からない世界になるかもしれないが、逆にどちらも助かる可能性もある。
In other words, we're playing it blind and especially close to the chest on this one.
確信なんて俺にもないんだ。だがこのままじゃいけない。このままマユリを死なせることもフェイリスパパを死なせることも俺にはできない。
But Rintaro can't let things lie. A gamble, all or nothing. Is Faris alright with that? Two lives hang in the balance. I don't want to be making decisions that affect whether people live or die. But I can't think of any alternative.
京馬がそう決めたならフェイリスはそれでいいにゃ。
She seems to be on board with the idea,
本当に
but it's a hell of a stretch.
パパのこと助けようとしてくれてるんだって分かってるにゃ。
But will that be enough to save Mayuri?
だから感謝したいぐらいにゃ。
And yet Rintaro is hesitant to destroy the time that they've shared together, Faris and her father.
京馬のこと本気で好きになっちゃいそうにゃ。
I'm pretty sure right now Daru would be strangling Rintaro at that statement.
からかうな。
And again, Faris is Faris, so...
からかってなんてないにゃ。
And yet, she seems uncharacteristically serious. Faris pouts cutely.
京馬はフェイリスみたいな女は嫌いかにゃ。
I think this is the point where Daru would essentially curb stomp Rintaro into the ground. She stares into my eyes, saying nothing.
さすがメイクインニャンニャンの人気ナンバーワンメイドだな。客への媚び方をよく心得ている。
Rintaro trying to hide back into the memories of the alternate worldline. Unfortunately, May Queen doesn't exist in this one.
そういう風にはぐらかす京馬は嫌いにゃ。
Unfortunately, Faris is all too familiar with the side-selling question dodge superpower. Now she makes a sad face and drops her shoulders. Don't tell me that was a real confession of love to me. Sure, Faris is cute. I don't have much trouble dealing with her as I used to. I could certainly get used to the idea of being with a girl like her. Of course, anyone would be overjoyed to win the heart of a girl like Faris. However, there is a elephant in the room by the name of Daru. But this is no time for romance.
フェイリス賭けに乗ってくれ。いい結果になると信じて。
We're basically playing dice with the universe itself.
フェイリスの質問には答えてくれないんだにゃ。しょぼーん。
Faris is rather disappointed by Rintaro's response. Faris looks a little sad, but after a deep breath she smiles again.
京馬についていくにゃ。その D メール送ってみようにゃ。
Best worst case scenario, it doesn't do anything. Worst case scenario, we have our plan. Will the dice come up odd or even? Not even God knows, for he does not play dice. Or so the quotation goes. I take Faris with me to the lab and Daru weeps tears of joy at her safety. I think we're going to be weeping tears of our own soon. Mayuri jumps on her with a hug. Kurisu keeps reading, her expression aloof. I tell the three of them I'll explain later, though I don't know if I'll get the opportunity since we're changing the past, and head with Faris straight to the development room. Faris has already written the D-mail. The root of the problem is her fake ransom demand, which caused her father to sell the IBN 5100 to begin with. So it wasn't CERN after all. This is a second threatening email written to prevent that. Its time of arrival is 1 hour after the first email. I'm seriously starting to have doubts about this. I set the timer and exchange glances with Faris. Really starting to have doubts about this now.
もう戻れないぞ。
No, there is not, and yet it could all go horribly, horrifically wrong.
世界線が変わっても京馬のこと覚えていられるといいにゃ。
Even that is no guarantee. This isn't like Suza's case, where I returned the warp worldline back to normal. We're warping it even more. I wouldn't be surprised if there were changes more drastic than the elimination of Moe from Akiba.
フェイリスが忘れてしまっても俺は覚えている。
Courtesy of reading Steiner.
京馬手を握ってほしいにゃ。
I take Faris's hand, then activate the microwave.
いいぞフェイリス。
Let's do this.
送信にゃん。
Will it work? Moment of truth. Surprisingly it does. 0.275349. We've gone even further back into the past. No, not the past. Further down the divergence meter. The warmth of Faris's hand suddenly disappears from mine. And yet, we have a slight problem here. You see the street of Akihabara? A moment ago they were electronic stores, thanks to Faris's previous email. Now they're all back for some reason, and I'm not sure I'm going to like that reason. The summer sun fills my distorted vision, but also by the way we're outside. We're not even in the lab of all places. Next comes the noise of Akiba, the voices of the crowd and the theme songs of electronic shops.
これは
Teleportation. From our perspective, certainly. I realize I'm standing on Chirodori right in front of Animate, which is back. Why is it back? I scan the street.
萌え系ショップが復活している。
The world line must have changed. That's evident from the fact that reading Steiner kicked in. Faris, however, is nowhere to be seen. That's a bad sign. Even though we were standing right next to each other just a moment ago, hand in hand, she disappeared. Did her very existence disappear? Considering what happened to Moeka, I probably would say not. But something else has changed. No, that's absurd. I refuse to accept that. So then, did our plan work, or are things even worse now than before? I need to explore this new world line. I head to the Tanuji residence and find their Nai there, home alone. I managed to convince her to let me in. Why are we here at Tanuji's place of all things? Oh, the divergence meter, of course. It's still there as expected. You're not going to like this. What? The first digit is blank. It now reads 0.2735349%, but it doesn't even have the 0 in front of it. Is it broken? Or is there a reason for the missing digit? Anyway, better make a note of this number on my phone. When I checked the divergence meter after erasing our memories of Suzuha, the number was above 0.4%, and the current number is significantly lower now. But the bigger question is that missing first digit.
誰ですか？うちに何の用ですか？
Uh-oh. Well, there's our first clue that something has changed. Nai doesn't know who we are. Oh dear word. Nai doesn't know who we are. Nai peeks at me from behind the sliding door. Well, this isn't good. She's acting even more afraid than usual. I don't want her to tattle me to her dad. I better calm her down somehow.
いきなり押しかけて悪かったな。だが用は済んだ。ちなみにこの家の場所はお前の親父さんに教えてもらったのだ。
Probably not the best alibi to use. That doesn't seem to allay her nervousness much, and she still doesn't come any closer.
誰ですか？もう出てってください。でないと警察を呼びます。それと私のお父さんはとっても強いです。
We should probably get out while the going's good. Rintaro, you haven't realized what's happened?
誰ですかってひどいな。たまに会うだろ。お前の親父さんの店の2階を借りてるだろ。忘れたのか？
Probably. This isn't going well.
お父さん、助けて。
いや、ちょっと待て。
ひどいことしたら舌噛んで死にます。
いや、しないから。というより、本当に俺のことを覚えていないのか？
Nai shakes her head frantically.
会ったこともないと。
She nods.
それは悪かった。用は済んだからもう帰るよ。
Yeah, we should probably go while the going's good. My thoughts are a jumble, but I force a smile to hide my confusion and leave the Tanuki residence behind. Big risk going there in the first place, with Tanuki being overly protective of Nai. Something like this was bound to happen. It's a small comfort, but I knew the risks when I chose this path. Given that cancelling Suza's DML only changed divergence by 0.07%, a change of 0.2% likely means a dramatic shift in the world line, at least from my perspective. It's entirely possible that past events on this world line, my relationships included, are very different from what I remember. As proof, with the sole exception of Faris, all contacts have disappeared from my phone. That's nothing but pure horror to me. To save Mayuri and Faris' father, we'd warped the fabric of time even more than it had been already. To lose everyone other than Faris, it would be unbearable. That can't have happened. They can't have disappeared. I'm sure they still exist. My phone is just broken, is all. Yeah, that's probably it. I knew that this might happen. I accepted the risks. But at the same time, I don't want my relationships with my friends to change. I hold that desperate wish in my mind.